Welcome back to WJBF Sports Game Night Live. Ashley Brown, Matt Lane, Nathan Edwards in the booth, Scott Skadden down on the field, and the entire WJBF crew bringing you tonight's action. And Lincoln County on top big, but Washington-Wilkes threatening to score here inside the 5. Second down and goal to go. Harris hands it to Blackburn. And he gets it near the goal line. He's marked down about the 2 maybe. And Jaquavius Blackburn seems to be the man they're going with. Certainly on this drive, he's been the workhorse.
Yeah, and of course the players, it's going to be a little bit close. The players certainly want to go for it. Again, we'll see if they try to maybe run something that's a little quicker hitting.
How about 16 plays on this drive already?
Yeah.
This will be 16 coming up, actually. 15 plays according to Nathan. Now, got a timeout on the field here.
We'll see what Washington-Wilkes comes up with. But before that, East Georgia State College Scholar of the Game. It's coming our way from Washington-Wilkes. The Scholar of the Game is number 36, Hunter Brock. He's actually the starting tight end for the Tigers. He's a junior, has a 3.75 GPA. He's a member of the FFA, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and the National Honor Society. He is also involved in wrestling and baseball. Let's say congratulations to the Washington-Wilkes Scholar of the Game, number 36, Hunter Brock. That's pretty good. 3.75.
I can live with that.
Yeah, I think we'll take that. We'll take that.
My mom would have been pleased with that over what I had.
Exactly. And again, I always love it when these kids are involved in other sports. Brock involved in wrestling and baseball.
So Washington-Wilkes trying to get in here on third down. And Blackburn is into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Tigers. He ran over Elam getting in there. And it's a touchdown for Washington-Wilkes. I'm certain their fans did not expect their first score to come in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely, especially after that strong first drive, but able to get in the end zone. And again, they've shown that they can stop Lincoln County. They're going to have to do it once again. And again, really ate a lot of time on that last drive with all those plays. Going to see if maybe they're able to shorten the plays up and maybe get in the end zone a little bit quicker, but a good scoring drive nonetheless.
Alalde to kick it, and it's a liner that he hooked, and it's no good. Alalde missed the kick, so no good. It's 26-6. And Washington-Wilkes on the board, but they need 3 more scores in this one. And let's see if is it to the point you onside kick it, Matt, or no? 11:33 to go in the ball game. Do you kick it and hope your defense can get a stop, or do you try something funny here?
Well, and really all comes down to, again, we haven't really seen them in a game yet, so not sure in terms of onsides what kind of tricks they have in the arsenal. But really, even more so than a sneaky play, they just need a big play. They need a quick scoring play.
Well, I'm saying if you kick it away, though, your defense absolutely has to get a 3 and out.
Right. They do. They need to get a turnover, but Lincoln County has shown they've put the ball on the ground, I believe, 5 times so far total in this game.
Alalde will kick it. Looks like they're doing something funny here. Everybody's kind of looking at one another.
Or maybe they could be just preparing to kick the ball off.
Yeah, somebody was lined up on the wrong side maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do.
But that's why they call it funny business. You just never know.
He's feeding his pearls tonight, folks. Matt Lane, Renaissance man. All right, here we go. See what Alalde does. He is going to kick a high short kick. And on a bounce, fielded at around the 20. That was Elam. So Elam up to the 30-yard line, and that's where Lincoln County will have the football. So the Red Devils lead it 26-6 tonight.
Again, second game for Lincoln County in terms of having it's not necessarily as large a lead as last week, but a fairly decent lead to where
last week I think they expected to be able to win easily. This week I don't think they expect. They might have thought it, but I don't think anybody else expected it.
Right.
I thought we were going to have a dogfight. There we see the Doctors Hospital instant replay.
Touchdown once again, but really so far earlier in the season for Lincoln County, able to just work on, again, ball control and finishing a game if you're able to get a lead.
Well,
later in the year, just to be able to run it out.
Starting quarterback Reed battling some cramps for the second straight game, and Beggs is back in there at quarterback. He wears number 18. Beggs, a junior. Reed, the starter, just a sophomore. There you see, I tell you, that's the group that's done a good job tonight. That line, they don't look big, but they've done a great job tonight. You got to give them a lot of credit. 74, Corey Davis, and 75, Mitch Matthews and company up there.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll trade, size for effectiveness any day of the week, and they've done that tonight.
You keep in mind that's a single A football team. And there's Beggs, the junior backup quarterback.
But you can tell once they hike the ball how used they are to running the offense. I mean, nobody is jogging anywhere.
Well, they grow up, like I say this all the time, they don't grow up dreaming of playing in the NFL. They grow up dreaming of playing in Lincoln County.
Sure.
And as they come up through the ranks, they run this offense from the time they're, the football's put in their hands. So by the time they get to the high school level, it's second nature.
Yeah, it's not only the running backs and the quarterbacks when they're running the ball, but it's the linemen getting to their blocks and staying all over the defenders. And that'll drive a defense crazy. When the guy in front of you never has to second guess about where he's going at to attack a defense and block a defense, that is when you get those large gains that we've seen, because it infuriates the defense so much because you try to put all these different fronts together, but when they have an answer for every one of them, there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Well, there's a first down. That is Byrne. We called his name earlier on a nice screen pass that he turned into a big gainer, and there he gets the first down. So Lincoln County very content to run the football and run the clock. It'll get going again after they mark the first down and set the football. So here he is, clock running, and Lincoln County leads by 20, fourth quarter. WJBF Game Night Live. Stick around at the conclusion of tonight's game. We'll announce the McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. You'll get a chance to see those young men on the field. Oh, and there's a big play made. That was Williams. Now, I said earlier we haven't called the big fella's name, but Cortez Williams made a huge play. He threw the lineman back into the run and made a huge play for the Washington-Wilkes Tigers.
Again, when you're able to, whoever wins the line of scrimmage in a game like this, you see the big fella.
There you see number 12 on the left-hand side of your screen. He's the man who stuffed that play.
You see why he was able to throw a player into another player.
Yeah, it looks like he could throw the team bus into another player if he wanted to.
Hopefully he doesn't tip our car over after the game.
We might need to pick it up and get us out of the traffic.
Right.
Carry it up there to the main road for us. Cortez, if you're listening, big fella. There's a handoff. That is Roberts, a good-looking young 10th grader, playing the fullback spot. So the Red Devils able to pick up nice yardage there on second down. That'll set up third down and about 4.5. There's a good look at Cortez Williams.
Again, those big guys look so much bigger with the small numbers.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, you can't even pull that number down, all the way to make you able to see that
that's
it's a 12.
When you're lining up across from someone like that, there's a reason he can't pull his jersey down, because he's that big of a guy.
Yeah.
And that's when you got to have leverage, because he's probably going to push you back if you don't get lower than him.
Here comes Beggs. Now a flag is down. So flag down.
Against the offense. A 5-yard penalty.
It's a delay of game, I think, on Lincoln County it is. That'll back them up. So now instead of 3rd and 4.5, it's going to be 3rd and about 9.5.
But still, if you're, you would say this is kind of a lowly drive here for Lincoln County. All they're trying to do is run the clock out.
Yeah,
they're just trying to, for Washington-Wilkes, you need, again, a big play. You need to be able to stick your helmet in the ball, stick your arm through there. You're the one that needs the play.
Yeah, first down here is devastating for Washington-Wilkes. Looks like they're going to get a stop. Their guys up front did a good job there. And Lincoln County, as you said, just content to run it, not worry about the first down. The clock will run.
And, again, when you take that much time in between snaps, the offense knows that you're going to take that long. And even as a defense, even though you know that they're probably going to try to utilize the clock a little bit, it still kind of puts you to sleep a little bit, because you're so used to running play after play on both sides of the ball. So when you take that much time, it'll kind of loosen you up a little bit.
So Lincoln County will punt it away here with Ryan O'Neill. O'Neill back to punt for the Red Devils. They lead it by 20. And let's see, pretty good punt by O'Neill. And caught and fumbled momentarily, but on top of it, I think that's pinned. No, check that. That's LeGuine. So Washington-Wilkes will have the football, but a quick break for us first. Lincoln County on top, 26-6 here at Washington-Wilkes. Back with more WJBF Sports Game Night Live in a moment. Back at Washington-Wilkes High School, where the Tigers trail the Red Devils of Lincoln County 26-6. Ashley Brown, Matt Lane, and Nathan Edwards in the booth. And there you see the clock, just under 8 minutes to go in the game. Washington-Wilkes has the ball, but they've got to go down the field in a hurry. They need points and stops.
Yeah, again, a big play here. They need some quick points.
And they try a screen pass. It's overthrown. They were trying to get it to Pender. Overthrown, though, on the play. So incomplete. That will stop the clock.
Second down, Tyler.
We had some great individual performances last week around the CSRA. Of course, the young running backs from Evans, Latravius Holiday, 6 carries, over 170 yards and 2 scores, averaging almost 30 yards a carry. And B.J. Berry for Evans, 11 carries, over 170 yards and 2 scores as well. As Washington-Wilkes, Harris trying to make a play. He's hit. Not a whole lot of running room there. So Washington-Wilkes just unable to really ride any of the momentum from that last drive here. Sluggish start to the drive.
Again, you know, nothing. Need to eat up big chunks of yardage here. Again, Lincoln County really trying to take care of the middle of that box, because that's where Washington-Wilkes has, been the most deadly against them. So they're guarding that rather well. But man, the outsides of this defense is ripe for the picking.
So let's see if Harris makes a play here. Looking to throw, I'm sure. They're setting up a screen again, and nowhere to go. I think it was an incomplete pass. Yeah, Blackburn never had it. Martin ended up with the football, but Blackburn never had it, so it's incomplete, but that'll be 4th down. And Martin just snuffed that one out. He knew what was coming.
Well, yeah, and you can kind of tell from the offensive players that it was, especially from the receivers, that it was definitely not going to be a pass to them. It was probably going to be a screen. And then it was the only other kind of play they ran like that. But that's a tough play to run there on the short side. Again, big 3rd down. You need a big chunk of yardage.
And they're lined up to punt, but boy, I tell you, with the time that's on the clock, and they're going to punt it. And it's a short kick. It's going to be great field position for Lincoln County. They'll have it at about the 36. And we got a flag down as well.
Okay.
And we'll see with the flags on. See if it's on the return or if it's on the punting team. If it's on the punting team, it's just going to make that field position that much tougher for Washington-Wilkes. But I think it's Nathan Edwards pointing out it's looking like it's probably going to be on Lincoln County.
After the play, we have a personal foul against the white team. That's a 15-yard from the spot of the foul. It'll be 1st down, Lincoln County.
Buys them a little bit more space, but again, going to elect to. Seems like they're going to try to elect to maybe just run that clock out some more. And again, Washington-Wilkes, again, if it was towards the middle of the game, did a good job of stopping Lincoln County, but this late in the game, they need a turnover, a defensive score, something like that if they were to be able to pull this off. But it looks like Lincoln County is just going to kind of go in run mode, as we've seen for so many years, so many talented running backs and players from Lincoln County. Span many decades at the school. Garrison Hurst, really every good running back after that, which seems like each and every year they just seem like they teach them how to run that much better here. Even Mikey McIntyre, another talented running back for Lincoln County.
Yeah, McIntyre
Kind
on
of
the
a both-way
roster
player
at
also.
Kennesaw State right now.
Oh, very cool.
Yep. Going to play football at the startup program this year.
And I mean, even when I was in college, it was littered with kids from Lincoln County, just because, again, they all know how to play football, which you think that would be an insane thing to say on a college campus, but you would be surprised that all they want is guys that are on defense, go make the tackle, and if you're on offense and you're a back, think all the Normans that play here. All the Normans run the same way. They do.
Yeah.
You run super hard. You always laying on your face. There's probably going to be a spot for you somewhere.
They've had a ton of good ones. The only superstar they've had is Hurst as a running back. Now, they've had a few linebackers like Kurt Douglas and a few other defensive players, Shedrick Wynn and some of those guys. But the only superstar on offense they've ever really had as far as a running back was Garrison Hurst. Now, he's one of the best to ever play in Georgia. But
and in Wynn's case, actually tough for him in the preseason, actually tearing his ACL. He's with the Buffalo Bills. Not able to play this year, but
that's Jarius. That's Jarius.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Shedrick Wynn is another former big-time player at Georgia, is on the coaching staff here. Yeah. And there's another run by Roberts. That's number 9, the sophomore Jaden Roberts.
Didn't want to mention Jarius, though, but speedy recovery because he's been able to hang on again. You want to talk about a tough place to make a living in the NFL.
Because you don't get signed by Green Bay, New England, and some of those things. Dallas, unless
on
you
the defensive line.
Yeah.
Especially, again, such a tough place to really make a career, and he's been able to do that. So
he's a good guy, too. You and I both talked to him on a number of occasions on the radio side. And
worked one of his camps one time, him and Brandon Barton. Yeah. Threw a little camp together, a lot of fun.
Brandon Barton, another NFL guy from here, played quarterback at the high school level, and then went to Vandy and became a tight end.
I believe that was the state championship year. If I'm not mistaken, 2005.
They won a few. So, they won 11 under Larry Campbell. It's kind of hard to keep up. There is, I don't know about the decision there. Run up, make the play. Don't let it bounce. That's number 10, Colors. So Washington-Wilkes will get the football back, but not a lot of time, and they need 3 scores. There's Coach Kelly, the new head coach here at Washington-Wilkes.
As you see, kind of tough to see, but Lincoln County player standing near the huddle for
trying to listen in. Hey, what our buddy Ryan Bauer said? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right?
Yeah. It's funny. I think a lot of athletes have said that over the years.
Yeah. There we go. Harris.
But that would be the least of Washington-Wilkes' worries.
And now they fumble the snap. Boy, it has just been one of those. This is a game. This is one of those games every now and then your coach just throws away the tape and says, we're not going to watch it.
Yeah.
This might be one of those games. Guys, don't go to huddle. We're not putting anything up.
Right.
We're forgetting this one.
Yeah. Please don't get an argument online with anybody about this because, again, just Lincoln County playing a real complete game tonight. Again, you could tell it driven Coach Banks kind of insane.
And good for him because, look, you're replacing Larry Campbell. I mean, it doesn't get any more pressure packed than that as a coach. So
and a tough couple of years in terms of some kids coming up. And
they didn't get to go. They're used to going deep in the state playoffs.
Right.
And, last year they had a lead in that playoff game and lost. And
well, when you're so used to driving to Atlanta late in the year, every year, and you're not invited anymore, that gets kind of annoying. So
Coach Banks, I'm sure, is going to be thrilled with this one because barring a miracle, the Red Devils are going to improve to 2-0 with 2 blowout wins. And I do consider this, they've dominated the game tonight. Washington-Wilkes does have the one scoring drive a moment ago. Here's Harris, going to throw it deep. He's got a man. Oh, great play. Oh, almost a great catch on the tip, but nice play. That's Roberts who made a nice play there. He's had a good game. He's only been on the field for a few plays on offense, but they've been 2 scores, and then he makes a nice play there.
Yeah, not able to get the play, but for Washington-Wilkes, I mean, that kid can run pretty good, and he's able to separate against a lot of kids. Maybe anxious to see a little bit more of that later on in the year.
I'm a little surprised we didn't see more of it earlier in the game.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
you got to play,
especially to stretch that defense out and make it so much easier because your running backs run good, quarterback runs good, but also throws real good.
Man, what a throwing catch there. And that's Pender, or check that, that's not Pender, that's number 10, that's Colors. And what a throw by Harris.
Great throw, great catch. That's a tough catch to make.
again, I'm a little surprised we didn't see them kind of unleash Harris a little more throwing the ball. Let's see.
You'd hate to see what Malik would be able to do in the open field.
So DeAndre Harris going to roll and throw. Got a man. It's caught.
And that's the kind of stuff that we saw him do a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He wasn't necessarily thinking really about anything, just making sure the defense doesn't tackle him, get to the outside, because he's got the arm strength. He can put it, if you're able to get open as a receiver, and he gets easier the longer you make that defender cover you, he can put it on you, and as long as you catch it, you're going to get a ton of yards. And as you see right here, this is what we thought we'd see more of earlier in the game.
That was Hogan on the catch there. Harris throws this one. It is bobbled but caught, so 3 quick completions from Harris. And there's another different receiver. That is Benz. This is a good-looking sophomore, Raekwon Benz, just a 10th grader. Keep an eye on him, man. He's well put together as well. You're seeing just more and more freshmen and sophomores making contributions at the varsity level. It's something you just didn't used to see. And now it's every week.
Well, and not only that, we're especially in this area, we've been blessed with a lot of these kids are not only starting for their high school team.
Harris,
see another big play.
Harris with a great play, and I think that's Benz, the sophomore, again. It is. So great play by Harris to buy a little time, and then he made a completion.
But finishing up, just instead of those kids just starting and playing for the team, and I know you talk about it a lot, there's a lot of these kids that are ranked nationally.
Oh, yeah.
Again, and that's something that we've never seen ever.
As a matter of fact, later in the year, we'll see Thompson Christian Tutt ranked as one of the top 10 players in the nation in the class of 2018. He's ranked the #1 defensive back in Georgia and the #1 defensive back in the country by some folks. Then you got Evans, sophomore linebacker, and we'll see them later in the year. Kobe Germany, he's ranked 78th in the country out of the class of 2018 and one of the top 10 players in Georgia, and the #4 inside linebacker in the nation.
Yeah.
So we got the sophomore class in this whole area is strong.
Well, and it's a big springboard off the past couple of years where we've had kids as juniors and seniors get a lot of looks, make that next step and go to big schools like Georgia and Clemson and the like.
If you came to watch Rashad Roundtree last year when they played Evans, not only did Evans win, Germany, you're looking at this 6'1", 220-pound freshman going, what?
Right.
Who's this kid?
Yeah.
Another completion to Colors, and just marching down the field now. Not sure was there a flag on the field? No flag. There we go. So
looks like we got about just under 2:30 left in the game here.
So 2.5 minutes to go, and now Harris, they've opened it up, and he's throwing the ball great. Looking downfield, and it's caught. Touchdown. That's Colors for the score. And all of a sudden, what looked like a blowout, we got ourselves a ball game. 26-12. Washington-Wilkes, and I tell you what, Harris looked pretty darn good on that drive.
Well, and you would say, well, man, why do you keep talking about Harris so much, and why do you keep saying these receivers look like they're getting open? Because they are. And as you saw right there, a picture-perfect drive for Washington-Wilkes. And again, they're also talented at running the ball, and that's when the folks start covering those passes.
Yeah.
But when they don't cover them, man, these kids can throw and catch the ball.
Harris reminds me of a guard. Some guards, like Khalid El-Amin, that used to play at UConn, or Allen Iverson, they're more of a scoring guard, but they have to have the ball in their hand.
Sure.
Well, Harris seems like he's comfortable when they're letting him spread out and look around and throw the ball, almost like a street, game, where you just lining them up and telling people where to go.
Yeah, just go out there and play football.
Yeah. So the kick is good. It's 26-13. We'll be back with more WJBF Sports Game Night Live in just a moment.
I mean,
And we're back at Washington-Wilkes High School where the Tigers showing some life here. Back-to-back drives where they've scored. They did it one drive running, but, boy, that drive, they looked great throwing the football.
Well, and they made Lincoln County look like they were guessing all over the field in terms of who were we supposed to cover, because throwing it to multiple receivers, a lot of times you'll see a quarterback just have a great relationship with one, maybe two receivers, but right there, Harris letting it fly to whoever's open, and all the receivers making the catches, getting in the end zone. And like we said, they needed to score quick, and they did just that.
By the way, kudos to the bands and the baton team and all that at halftime.
Yeah.
We had one of the young ladies from Washington-Wilkes was twirling batons. Batons with fire at the end, flames at the end. And while I was scared for her, she did an excellent job.
Yeah, she did. She did a wonderful job. Again, Field's still here, so obviously she caught him.
Timeout on the field.
Again, I'm always interested in when they're ready to take that step. When they go, it's
I'm
time
gonna
to throw the fire
now.
on.
Let's go ahead and light them up.
It's time for the fire. Because the first couple of times it's just nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
As it should be, because you're playing with fire.
Hey, Mom and Dad, I burned our couch
Right,
and TV
yeah.
set.
Mom, I did it
Frank's
inside. I figured it was better to do it inside before the fire department came, but we still had to call the fire department.
Well, it's all part of the atmosphere, though. The bands, everything.
Oh.
Everybody's into this thing,
And that's the thing.
We got a game now.
Well, the halftime show, it looked like a homecoming type
did,
show.
you're right.
I mean, both bands played. They had a disco theme first, and then, it was awesome.
So they're going to try the onside kick here. See if they're able to get it down. The place kicker is Alalde. It went 10. It went 10. Did they get it?
And that's as good a kick as you're going to have, because either team has a chance to get it.
You could not do any better, and I think Byrne might have got it. It was either Byrne or number 7 for Lincoln County Holloway, one of the two.
Tough break.
Actually, they're congratulating 24. So he might have been in there as well, Williams. But either way, one of them got it. Lincoln County has the football. So now you got to either strip the football loose or get a quick 3 and out. I don't know. Lincoln County's going to run the football. Boy, that would have been huge had they got the ball there, the way they threw the ball last drive.
Absolutely.
Here's Beggs. The backup is still in there. Hard run. Looked like Hartfield there. Coming up and making the tackle for Washington-Wilkes was Kofer, number 14, a senior DB. And we've got a timeout on the field. Don't forget, each Friday night you can tune in to the guys from Football Friday Night. Of course, Nathan Palm and Matt Zahn, and they do a tremendous job. It's the area's only 30-minute show dedicated to high school football, and it comes your way each and every Friday, including tonight at 11:35 p.m., Matt Lane.
Yeah, and they also do a top 5 plays.
Yeah.
They give you a little look of the, some of the preseason action taking place tonight. I think the Panthers taking on the Patriots tonight in preseason. They cover it all.
Absolutely. It's Football Friday Night with Matt and Nathan. No other station covering more high school football games than Football Friday Night, the area's #1 high school football television show, airing again every Friday night at 11:35.
And just to remind folks, if you miss any of tonight's broadcasts on WJBF Sports Game Night Live, you can catch the rebroadcast this Sunday at 12 p.m. on WJBF News Channel 6. Again, 12 o'clock, high noon on Sunday. You can catch the action on WJBF News Channel 6. And depending how this one finishes up, you might have yourself a little thriller here.
Got some movement up front.
Right at the snap, we have offside against the defense. It's
And
a
it's
5-yard
against Wilkes.
penalty.
And here coming up, we'll have our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. Again, one of our favorite parts of the broadcast, able to,
That's right.
share some love with the
folks at McDonald's. We had Will Long earlier talking about how many students from both schools work at area McDonald's, and love seeing that. Here's Beggs in there at quarterback. He's going to hand it to Hartfield, who is almost brought down in the backfield, but a good hard run by Hartfield.
I hate that he had to get out of here before we could discuss your milkshake record, which, if I'm not mistaken, is still undefeated.
Well, I do what I can.
8 in one sitting. I mean, that was.
8. That's nothing.
It was a lot of fun to watch. I saw it online, but
Saw it online.
We might be able to catch him after the game to talk about it, see if anybody's beaten that.
It sounds like I got a little challenge here, Matt Lane.
Sadly, I would take that challenge. Because why not?
Because it means free milkshakes?
Yeah, because
There you
why
go.
not?
All right, here we go. Lincoln County trying to milk the clock here and get the victory. Washington-Wilkes has showed a lot of signs of life in the second half, but it was too little too late, it appears, unless they can scoop up a fumble here. Got a flag down in the backfield as Hartfield ran the football. And it's against Lincoln County.
Do want to remind folks that you can watch the game live on your smartphone, see replays, watch the play-by-play broadcast from WJBF TV, and it's all free from WJBF News Channel
holding
6.
against the
Just
offense.
go to the App Store on
It's a
your
10-yard
smartphone,
penalty.
download the
Repeat first down.
WJBF High School Sports app, and click on Game Night Live. And believe you me, you can literally watch the game on your cell phone.
Absolutely.
While you're at another game.
That's right.
Or even if you're at this one. If you want to hear the
So you
the
guys,
hard-
you guys who drive your wife crazy watching college football on Saturday, NFL on Sunday, you really want to put her over the
yes,
top?
yes.
Get the app, watch the high school game, then you got 3 nights covered.
Volume to 10 or however many numbers it goes to. They love it. We've got nothing but great fan
That's
mail
right.
from wives across the CSO right
Dang,
now.
we
How
got
much they
as many
appreciate it.
wives probably watching. Here we go. Beggs hands it off to Hartfield, and boy, he runs hard.
They
that low
all
center of
run
gravity
that
is-
same
yeah.
way. I mean, they are always going to land on their face.
So we got a
The only-
timeout now.
The only time is that one fumble right there on the goal line. But other than that, they always figure out a way to get something out of each and every run.
So timeout for Washington-Wilkes. That's their last timeout, I'm being told by Nathan. Nathan Edwards, our spotter and statistician, who's been with us all 5 years, right? Has it been all 5 years for Nathan? All 5 years of Game Night Live. And there you see Coach Banks. He's been working hard, man. He's earned that water. Powerade, Gatorade, whatever it is.
I feel like he's
He's
going to
earned
have
that.
I feel like he's going to have a good week this week.
Yeah, I got a feeling he's going to get to school
You know
early
what?
with a little pep in his
Let me
step.
take that back. I don't think he's going to wait for next week.
Yeah.
I think this
like
weekend.
I said, it's just going to be him with his phone and a list and maybe a cocktail. I don't know. He's going to be calling saying, yeah, did you check the game out? All right. Hang up. Yeah.
Check the game out.
And we do, yeah, Nathan's pointing out we do have Lincoln County again on our schedule, and that's the big Aquinas matchup that for years and years was you just counted in the win column for Lincoln County, but obviously of late, Aquinas has been outstanding, and again this year they're very good. But that game just got a little more interesting with how good Lincoln County has looked tonight as Beggs takes a knee. And Lincoln County is going to come away with a double-up victory, 26-13 on their arch rivals. This was a very impressive performance. And if you're Washington-Wilkes, you got to be shaking your head a little bit saying, how did we move down the field so quickly,
Well,
especially the drive where they were throwing the ball? Why didn't we do it a little earlier maybe?
Well, like we talked about at halftime, I mean, the turnovers, they were 0-0. And you would say, well, how is it 20-0
Yeah.
when you've been able to get positive yardage, you know, on the few times that you pass the ball, but certainly when you've run the ball, where is it coming from? And it just wasn't finishing out drives. And they just finished out one there, but too little, too late.
Well, good win for Lincoln County, and you can tell by this is a team with one of the best traditions in Georgia, but you can tell by their exuberance, they wanted this one tonight badly.
Well, and they were, you know, it was to get it off their backs. I mean, it's been 3 years since they've been able to do this. And, again, a very tough 3 years, not only just in this game, but just their seasons have been real tough. And really kick off their year 2-0. Again, for Washington-Wilkes, their first game of the season, they go home with a loss. But for Lincoln County, really strong start to the year.